Here we go.
Well, hello there, you amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. This is video 1 of just 2 today. I've got lots to do. Which you will see over the next few days as things change both on this channel and on the Harsh Family channel. Trying to make things a little bit nicer for you guys. But anyway, it's Wednesday. You know what that means? It's a midweek hump, baby, and we all love a midweek hump. Let's get straight into the meat and potatoes, as we are talking about briefly the Liam Payne case. Now, someone did kindly send me transcripts of all of the witness statements. If you would like me to go through that in a live, I know that some of them are missing, I believe, but for the most part, they are all there. So if you'd like to go through them, and if you're someone who's missed some of what some people have said, do let me know down below, and I will certainly do a live and go over that with you, and thank you to the person who sent me it. But in this video, what we're doing, we're talking about a couple of things, really. One of them not so important, which is this, which they're basically saying that I don't see how important this is, really. It says Liam Payne mystery as fans spot clue his Instagram account has been used after his death. Liam Payne fans are convinced that his mobile phone has been returned to his family following his tragic death after spotting a clue on his Instagram account. It basically says an observant fan believed his mobile might have been returned to his family based on a clue found in his Instagram account. TikTok users shared a screenshot of Liam's About This account page, noting Liam's account has been logged into within the last few days and is no longer based in Argentina. It's this account based in, so when you move, obviously there's geolocation settings, so if you're in a different country it will ping where you are. I don't see how this is really important. Would they have handed his phone back to his parents? That's the bizarre thing. I think the biggest bizarre thing is, bearing in mind this is an ongoing investigation, the phone is being used as evidence because of potential messages that have been sent from it. I would struggle to believe that his phone has been handed back. I would imagine that is still evidence. Unless there wasn't anything on the phone that was evidentiary, which in that case, yes, it probably would have been returned. Obviously, they can access these accounts on computers. If someone's got his login details, they could technically log in from anywhere. The fact that it's in the UK is better than finding out that was accessed from the US, bearing in mind that Liam is British and his family resides in Britain. I believe that Kate Cassidy is no longer in Britain, so we can't blame her. But we'll see. We'll stick a pin in that and see what happens in the next few days and see whether anything comes of it. But this is the other one, which is this Keith Duffy situation. Basically saying Liam Payne's death was an eye-opener, says Boyzone's Keith Duffy. Boyzone Keith Duffy said that Liam Payne's death was an eye-opener to everyone in the music business, adding that artists should have access to mental health support. Again, this goes on. I don't want to read it all, because again, it's pushing this narrative of Liam Payne suffered at the hands of the music industry that led him to poor mental health. And what happened was a cataclysmic end to a turbulent and, tragic life. And yes, he did have issues. He had issues, and he was dealing with these issues. He was open and honest about what was going on in his life. He's done multiple interviews, which we've alluded to previously. And when they say that Liam Payne's death was an eye-opener, why wasn't anybody else's death an eye-opener? There's multiple music artists who have died either bizarrely or there's been someone to blame at the heart of it. And that's not just the music industry, that's the film industry as well. Look at Matthew Perry, for instance. Look at Michael Jackson. However you feel about Michael Jackson, there was someone to blame, even going back as far as Elvis Presley. These are people who, it's easy to turn around and blame the industry, but they're leaving out a massive issue here, and that is the people, the music industry having fame, having money, is a conduit to specific types of people. And for this, the purpose of this video, we'll call them Klingons. Call them Klingons, little pieces of poo that get caught in butt hair. That's what these people are. Klingons, clinkers. And these are the people who are the dangerous pieces of these people's lives. It's not the industry, because ultimately you can be in the industry that is a toxic industry, know that it's toxic, and know how to navigate it, and have people around you that assist you in that navigation. If you have loving people around you that can offer you the support that you need and the help and guidance that you need, then you will get through it. When you look at Liam Payne's life through a microscope, what do we learn about Liam's life through a microscope? We learn that, going back to Maya Henry is seemingly quite a toxic person. Quite a toxic person. We spoke weeks back about the interview that he did that he was fucking left to do on his own while everybody else just got shit out of Dodge, when he shouldn't have really been doing that interview. We come away from Maya Henry and he goes into another relationship, and now we have the Maya Henry issue in the background with this book, seemingly suggesting that Liam Payne was this tyrant almost, this bully and tyrant, and I just don't see that. I don't believe it. I don't. And, we weren't there, so it would be unfair to say that I 100% know that Liam Payne didn't do the things that he's been accused of. But what I can absolutely 100% say is, from what I've seen of Liam Payne and how I've seen him talk about certain things, I don't believe that to be accurate. I don't believe it to be accurate. On the flip side of that coin, when I see Maya Henry's connections to the music industry and some of the people that she's tied up with, I'm almost led to believe that she was hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. It eventually had enough of being in a situation where he was being manipulated, found himself in the same situation, funnily enough, that he was with Kate Cassidy, and that is consistently having to do things that he didn't do and not being able to do the things that he wanted to do. And it's like the video that I did yesterday with that clip at the beginning where he is saying, that is a cry for help. That is someone saying, look, as fucking usual, I'm being forced to do shit that I don't want to do. And even though it was done in the manner that it was done, Liam Payne was reaching out to his fans to say, I'm not happy here. I'm not happy. Send help. Do you know what I mean? And take that as you will. It's very, very telling. Very, very telling, because off the back end of that, later on, we find out that he becomes deceased and he's paying this female. He's paying her $35,000 a month. And you know that it didn't stop there. That's just what was potentially put into accounts or spent on his cards. But what about meals that they went out for? What about times that they went out together? What about things that he would buy himself? So this was into the tens of thousands of dollars a month to keep part of a relationship that he would physically look miserable as fucking sin with. He never rarely looked happy. There was the occasion that he looked happy, but you could argue that that was because he needed to for the purpose of the picture. But when it was these TikTok videos, when it was these influencer videos, he looked like he was dragged somewhere that he just didn't want to be. And that's the thing what they need to be warned about, not what Keith Duffy is saying with respect of the music industry that's toxic and things need to change and that's going to remedy the situation. Yes, the music industry needs to change and there needs to be adaptations made to cater more for the mental health of people. I 100% would be an advocate for that, but that isn't going to sort the problem out. When you look at these multiple deaths over the years, and when you look into it, there is someone or people to blame. And that's not the industry, that's the toxic individuals that latch on to these people who are kind-hearted people who don't know how to say no. They get caught up with people and they end up in the situations they're in. Don't get me started on Rogelio Norres. Rogelio Norres, seemingly it suggests that he comes in like some knight in shining armour to save the day, but then off the back end of this court filing against Jeff Payne, which that in itself proves the toxicity levels of Rogelio Norres, what he's capable of doing. What motherfucker would think that it's the right thing to do to sue your close friend's father who is going through the loss of his son in such a tragic way? when this guy's knowledge of you as an individual was somebody who was supposed to be looking out for him. You had his best interests at heart. But the flip side of that, it turns out that that's not the case. It turns out that Vitar was fired because he basically found out that you had taken Liam to a medical professional and got him to lie. That it's quite reasonable to suggest that you was helping to facilitate a lifestyle that was highly damaging and potentially led to his death. That's the things that need to be dealt with. That's the thing that needs to be discussed and brought up and dealt with. The toxic people that latch on to rich, famous people. And not even just rich and famous people. That happens in everybody's life. Everybody's life. You are all at risk from it. You're at risk from it. I'm at risk from it. People who come into your life and not have your best intentions at heart. It's no different than going into a relationship that becomes a violent and abusive, coercive relationship. That's the bigger problem. That's what's going on here. These are coercive, abusive relationships. And that's what's being ignored. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Mwah.